Good evening, everyone. This is Nitya Ramachandra from the Anna Hour Sports Show. This is episode 842, alongside with Vadan from Global Kid Media. We're joined by a really special guest. His name is Shannon Stewart. He's a former MLB outfielder. He played for the Blue Jays, Twins, Oakland, and Blue Jays again. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. He made his debut in September 2nd, 1995 with the Blue Jays. Really looking forward to this interview. First of all, Shannon, how are you and your family doing? And thank you again for joining.
We're doing really well down here in Miami, Florida. Dealing with the pandemic still, but things are starting to settle in and get back to some type of normalcy. But yeah, man, we're just down here just trying to get back to normal things. My daughter's an athlete, she plays basketball, volleyball. My other son plays basketball. My other daughter's doing piano. So we just
Oh, wow.
all into their different activities. So, and I'm here just walking the dogs and cooking.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
So I'll
Well,
let Vadan start it off.
yeah, I want to go back to you as a younger kid. I know you played a lot of different sports and were really good at a lot of different things, but kind of take me back to what else there was besides just baseball.
Well, I started off playing soccer. My dad got me involved playing soccer. He said that develops quickness and footwork, and that's why he put me in that. Then I played a little basketball. I played a little football, and then I eased my way into baseball. And ever since I guess eased my way into baseball, I never left it. It was the sport that I really loved. I love playing football and basketball, but baseball was one of those sports that I just really fell in love with. Just enjoyed hitting and just all aspects of the game, feeling, making nice plays in the outfield. Or grew up playing shortstop, so it's just one of those things where I gravitated and kept it going.
Hmm. So speaking of football, what was it like? Obviously, what was it like being recruited from the legend Bobby Bowden to play football, and what was that recruitment process like? Because being recruited by him, no one says no usually. But what was your recruiting process like?
Man, it was a great experience because, as you know, Bobby Bowden, he was a legend. He's probably, at the time I was coming out to play football, he was probably the most known football coach in college football. And he was, to me, like the GOAT. But man, I'll never forget, this guy came to my house, and he was a little short guy, came in, and he told my parents, hey, we like your son, we like his ability, we want him to come to Florida State, and want him to take a visit and check things out, and hopefully we can get him up here. And I took my visit to Florida State, and it
Hmm.
was a blast. He invited me to his house. I ended up having like dinner and a bunch of like sweets. And I guess he has like a sweet tray, and then we all play pool. All the recruits play pool in his house, so it was pretty cool, man. It was a great experience. Bobby Bowden was, a great guy. I really enjoyed his hospitality. I really enjoyed meeting him, and my parents really liked him. But I ended up choosing a different route and went the baseball route.
Wow.
If you had been able to have the opportunity to play collegiately, do you think you would have maybe considered playing football, trying to do both? I know I talked to an LSU player who's kind of doing both, playing football and baseball. Is that something you would have considered if you had had that collegiate career?
Yeah, I definitely would have tried that. Because I played defense. I probably would have been. And well, he said he was gonna move to receiver, but I'm sure that if you play quarterback, that'd be hard to do both. But playing receiver or defensive back or something like that would have been an easy transition. But I'm sure I would have played because, like I said, baseball was like my first love. The first sport I really fell in love with. But I mean, I enjoyed football. You can't beat playing in front of crowds, especially the high schools that I played against down here in Miami. We had great football teams, and a very exciting game. So I really enjoyed playing the games. I really enjoyed the football atmosphere. But I would have never left the baseball diamond. I love that.
Man, you could have been like Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson.
Yeah. He said I was gonna be the next Dion. But the funny thing is, I met Dion like a few years after I signed. I met him like in Ybor City, and I came up and said, Dion, I said, man, they recruited me at Florida State to say I was gonna, be the next Dion. He's like, yo, yeah, he said, those are just big shoes to fill. And I was like, yeah, it sure would have been, but it was funny. But yeah, Dion was a good guy, great guy to meet.
Yeah, but I want to ask you about your draft experience. Take us back to your draft experience. Obviously, it was different back in the day, but for you, what was it like waiting with your family, waiting for your name to be called? And once you got your name called by the Blue Jays, what was that feeling like?
The funny thing is when I got drafted, I was in school. I was I don't want to say third period. I think I was in science class, and the counselor came and got me out. But going back, I remember being drafted, well, being talked to by Toronto Blue Jays. I think it was Cincinnati. I think the Yankees, and there are some other teams, but I had no idea. I didn't know anything about Toronto, and they were the team. I guess what happens is like toward the end in the draft back then, they would give you like these it was like it was like a test, but I guess they wanted to know you and like a fill in the blank, fill in the answer, like what do you like to eat, what do you know, what do you do, they guess they wanted to get to know the player a little more. So I remember filling out this form with the Blue Jays, and I was like, man, there were like 50 questions, and I was just like, man, I really don't want to do this, but I did it. And in my mind, I was like, Toronto and team in Canada, I probably don't get drafted by Toronto or a team in Canada. I didn't know anything about them. And sure enough, when I, when my parents came to school and the counselor got me out of third period, I said, man, you just been drafted. You've been drafted by Toronto, the 19th pick. And I was like, wow, Toronto. And I was kind of shocked because I really wasn't expecting Toronto. I grew up watching the Yankees, Cincinnati Reds, because I was born in Cincinnati. Griffey was my favorite player, so I watched some Seattle games. So actually, when I actually got drafted by the Blue Jays, I was like, felt weird, but and then it turned out great. But it was there. That was my experience getting drafted. It was one of those weird things, but I was very excited and very happy, and my mom and my father, they were really happy. It was a good experience.
And now when you get to the league, you're a really young guy in the league, kind of making your way through, learning things. I want to know about the funny moments. Maybe I always ask about the welcome to the league moment. Maybe a prank happens, maybe something in game happens where it's like, welcome to the MLB, young guy. Do you have any stories like that?
Well, my story is when we, after the games, when you travel, you dress up. We all had we had suits back then. You would wear suits, and so I think we were going to play the Yankees after the game. I mean, we might have been playing Chicago, and game travel day was going to New York, and so I go to my locker and I don't see my clothes. I don't see my suit. I'm like, where's my suit at? This is weird. So I'm looking around, and then to the left of my locker, I see Stewart, and there was this suit. So it was a suit that had like an arm. The blazer was cut off. The one arm's cut off. I had one leg pants. I had holes in the pants. I had two shoes. These shoes, the top of the shoes were cut, so you could see my socks. It was weird. It was crazy. So what it was like a rookie hazing. So all the rookies that get called up when you travel, you have to wear these little crazy outfits. But when back then, we would go through the airport. So we would go through the airport, and the people were like looking at us, looking all funny at us, like what's wrong with these guys? And they're laughing at us. It was funny. So that was like my welcome to the MLB rookie, and you gotta look like a clown walking through the airport.
Yeah. So obviously, now going into the clubhouse as a rookie and seeing players like Al Leiter, you play with Carlos Delgado, Roberto Alomar, Alex Gonzalez, obviously Sean Green. You go down the list. A lot of great talent on that team. And the one thing that interests me is when Carlos Delgado was playing outfield at that time before transitioning to infield. So what was it like playing with those type of players and getting to know them and playing with? Actually, obviously, I forgot Joe Carter too. So.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get drafted by the world champions. Really, when I got drafted in '92, they won it, and they won it in '93. So they were back to back. So when I went to spring training, I got my first spring training invite. I was in spring training with Roberto Alomar. Yeah, there goes Joe Carter, Devon White. John Root. It was like an all-star team. Kenny Manano, Cito Gaston was the coach. So I got drafted with the best of the best. So going to camp and being around those guys was like, it was great. It was intimidating because first of all, they were world champions and they were like the stars of baseball. I remember playing spring training. We would go play the Phillies or the Yankees, and you go ride the bus and get on the bus, and the fans were just going crazy. Joe Alomar, Robbie Alomar was like, he was like a rock star, man. He was something that like, I mean, he was good looking guy, could do it all, could hit, run. Glove was just ridiculous. So, being around those guys, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from Robbie and Joe and Devontae and Cito too, as far as hitting. But I mean, it was a great experience, man. It was like being around obviously they were the best team in the world, and the organization was a great organization.
Yeah, I want to ask about some of your big moments. Obviously, throughout your career and with the Blue Jays, you had a lot of big moments. Obviously, being there twice in your career, what's the most memorable?
Well, I always go back to 2000, the year 2000, and we opened up against Kansas City Royals. In that game, I hit 2 home runs. Well, I let off the season with the home run, and then I ended up hitting another home run in the game. Ended up winning the game. I think I got 3 hits. I think I was 3 for 5, but ended up being one of my most memorable moments because opening day for me was probably with the Blue Jays probably the best experience of all because we never really made the playoffs and never had any like real meaningful games down the stretch. So opening day was like, man, it was packed house and everybody's so excited, to see, to see the team play, to see the new team. And then you go out there playing, we've had open days against the Yankees, Boston, but that opening day was great because I ended up hitting 2 home runs and ended up winning the game. And it's memorable. And everybody was asking me, well, was that one of your favorite moments? Yeah, it was because I'll never forget hitting it and the fans going crazy and they had like little fireworks that were popping as soon as you round the base. It was weird, but it was a great experience for me. Opening days were always special, and that one was really special.
So this is a two-part question. And what was it like playing in the AL East, competing against the Yankees, Red Sox, and Orioles? And then the next part is obviously, was it tough leaving the Blue Jays? Obviously, you had a second stint, but the first stint, was it tough? The team that drafted you and you had to leave, but you went to some other great organizations throughout your career.
Yeah. Your first part of the question was what was the first part again? Sorry.
Yeah, what was it like competing in the AL East against the Yankees, Red Sox, and the Orioles?
Oh yeah, man. That was a great division to be a part of. I always tell everybody that I played in the toughest division, I believe. Especially, you got to play the Yankees 19 times, Boston 19 times, Orioles. But the thing is that you got to face that pitching. I had to face David Cone, Wells, Roger Clemens,
Ooh,
Duque, Andy Pettit,
yeah.
Leiter. Then you got to go to Boston. You got to face Pedro. You got to face Schilling. I mean, it was just they were just stacked. So, I mean, being a part of that that division, the East Division was tough. But I always like playing against the best. I always enjoy playing against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. I enjoy playing against Boston, at Fenway. And I always felt like if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And
Yeah.
I always tried to put my best against the best. I never tried to like sit out against the top pitchers. I always wanted to face Pedro. I always wanted to face Pettit. I always wanted to face Cone. I mean, I always wanted to play against the Yankees. It's just something inside me. And then when you play those games, it's a packed house, and the
Right.
fans, like I said, the fans were just we're they're tough on you, but it's just a great place to play, man. You know, just to be a part of the atmosphere. Nothing like playing against the Yankees and having the fans on you, and you do something well against them, and it's almost like it's like you're hurting them. They take it like you're hurting them. It's like they're part of the team, which that's what I admire about the Yankee fans. But that East Division, man, was tough. I really enjoyed playing against them, and it probably made me a better player.
Hmm.
And when I got traded, 2003 to the Twins, man, I was crushed because I love playing with I love playing with the Jays. You know, I fell in love with the city. You know, I fell in love with the organization. I was there. I got drafted there in '92, and I was there since '03, so I was there for many years. So I'll never forget. I was home. I was at my buddy's restaurant, and I got a call from the 612 number. Well, actually, it was a 416 number, and it was JP Bouchardi, the general manager. He's like, "Hey, Shannon, hey, I just wanted to know you just been traded to Minnesota. Um, thank you for everything." And the general manager is gonna call you. And I'm on the phone like, what? And then the call comes in. It's Terry Ryan from the Twins. Hey, Shannon, it's Terry Ryan, the Minnesota Twins. We're so excited, you know, to have you. You know, we'll see you. You'll see you in Kansas City because I was at home for the All-Star break, and I was told through my agent, through the organization, that they weren't going to trade me. So I was, you know, the trade that I had came and went. So I was like, okay, I'm good. But then I got that call, and I was like, I was crushed, man. And I'll never forget my dad saying, "Guys, listen." He's like, "I know your heart's with Toronto, but listen, this is a great opportunity to go play for a team that has a chance to make the playoffs. You know, you go out there, you play your game, do the best you can, and you know, it might be better. You know, you're playing for a team in the States and you might make the playoffs, and, you know, just go out there and see what happens." And sure enough, I went over there. I ended up playing well. We ended up making the playoffs, ended up getting like third or fourth in MVP voting. And it was just like a nightmare to the dream, you know, the nightmare of leaving Toronto and the dream to play with Minnesota with some great teammates and get to the playoffs.
First of all, you were talking about New York fans. It seems like because of Trae Young, but you just go like that now, right? Turn around and go like that.
Yeah,
I gotta ask about when you were in Oakland. You did something that probably a lot of Oakland fans didn't like. You ended a no-hitter, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Can you kind of take us back to that? What was that like? Because if you get out, that's it. That's a no-hitter, and I'm not gonna say you saved it. You broke that up.
well, you know, I'm gonna tell you what. That game, you know, Shilling was on. I mean, he was doing everything. Slider, had command of all his pitches, slider, curve, his changeup, fastball, spotting it. And I remember, you know, I had three at bats against him, and I thought I saw him pretty well, and I think I hit one ball hard, so I felt like, you know, that I had a chance, you know. But then the ninth inning comes, and you know, you're looking the first out, second out, and you're like, damn, I'm gonna be, if this goes by, I'll be the last batter, you know, of the game, you know. And so sure enough, I'm the last 2 outs, and I'm walking to the plate, and everybody in the stadium is standing up. So it's like you can't hear anything, you know, everybody's screaming, the rocking of the stadium. And I'm up there, and it's like, man, you know, all I can hear is screaming, and all I can see is Shilling about to pitch the ball.
Hmm.
And I was just saying to myself, you know, be aggressive. You know, he's been starting everybody off with a strike. You know, whether it be slider, or curveball, fastball. And I was looking fastball away, and sure enough, he threw me a fastball away, and I hit like a line drive between first and second. And it was, you know, the thing is, it was a good hit. It wasn't like a little cheap hit. It was a solid hit. And, you know, as soon as I hit it, I saw him, you know, he threw his head like, oh man, I can't believe I threw it. I can't believe it. You know, but you know, you know, I broke up Kurtz, and I broke up this guy named Kevin Millwood. I don't know if you know him.
Oh, I from St. Louis, right?
Yeah, and he pitched for Atlanta too.
Uh,
Broke him up, broke him up in triple. It was just like 2 outs of the same thing. But yeah, man. But that was a great experience.
hmm.
You know, I didn't want to be the last. I just didn't want to make the last out. If he would have walked me, and I wish he would have walked me, and then he would have got it. But I just didn't want to make it. Sorry, Kurt.
So so obviously you played with a lot of great players throughout your career in Minnesota and Oakland. Obviously, for example, Johan Santana, Michael Kadire, Torrey Hunter, you got to play with. But I want to ask you about your second stint with the Blue Jays because this is, I feel like you guys had a great roster here. Obviously, with Aaron Hill, Jose Batista when he's coming into his own, Adam Lynn, Vernon Wells, John McDonough. You go and you play with the great in the late Doc Holliday and
Yeah.
I want to ask about you. I think this is really important because what a tragedy, what a horrible thing that happened to him in the in the crash. And what was it like being his teammate and seeing him go out there every fifth day, do his thing? He was like a surgeon on the mound.
Yeah, I came in. Well, I was there when they drafted Doc, so
Okay.
I saw Doc uh, develop.
Yeah.
And, when he first started, he really have great command of his fastball. He wasn't that dominant, and believe it or not, he had got called up with when I was up there when I was there, and pitched his first game. Believe it or not, he pitched like a one hitter. He had a no hitter, and Bobby Higginson hit a home run in the ninth inning with 2 outs to break it up. So he threw like a one hitter. And then, the next year he came up and he struggled, and then he got sent back down.
Hmm.
So I saw him at his peak, and then his valley. But when actually when I got over to the Blue Jays, and I knew his work ethic, but he was a workaholic, man. The guy would come in early. He would get in like in spring training. We get the field at 9. Doc be there by 6. He would work out. He would run. He would keep himself in great shape, and then he would study his hitters. That's what he would do, and I carried over to the season, and he was just a avid guy that just took care of his body, and his mind. He was always studying pitchers. I mean, studying hitters. He would ask me questions. What I'm thinking up there as a hitter.
Hmm.
And he was just very try to get as much knowledge as he could. And at the time, he was Cy Young. He was Cy Young. He was a Cy Young winner, and went to Philly and was a Cy Young winner. I mean, he was just man. He was just a great competitor. And the thing about him is that he was such a low key guy. He was a guy that was just quiet. Didn't wasn't arrogant. Just wanted to do his job to the best he could, and he just wanted to do whatever he needed to do to help the team win. It wasn't about being a star. He turned himself into a star, but he was just Doc was just like one of the greatest guys that I know, in the league. And he was just a good dude. And it's tragic to see him pass one like he did, but he was just man, he was just something that you would have to know him and be a part of what I'm talking about to understand that the guy was just a great guy. And he just put all he could into being the best pitcher he could be, and he was.
Mhm.
Legend.
Yes, legend.
I got a question about Torrey Hunter because I think it's interesting. His son obviously played football at Notre Dame, and I was just curious, you being his teammate, and I'm not sure if you guys kept in touch for a while or became friends, but did you ever give advice? Did you ever help out his son with going on to play college football?
No. I didn't. But little Tory, he used to be around, in the clubhouse, and he was like only 12.
Hmm.
I was a young kid when I was there, And then Tory told me one day, he's like, man, my son is one of the top receivers, and coming out of high school, and he's gonna go to Notre Dame, and he's this great receiver. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. But man, he little Toy great guy, just like his dad. Just quiet, calm dude, and just go out there and just do his job. And a great football player. Now I think now he's with the A's, the Angels right now in the minor leagues. He's doing well, and I'm sure he'll be up there soon. Be like watching his dad out there. Maybe he'll win a Gold Glove or two, like we called him Spider-Man. His dad, Spider-Man, Tory.
It's like Vlad and Vlad Jr. So same thing. Yeah. Well, but so now looking back at your career, and obviously you got to play the game you loved, and over 100 home runs, over 500 RBIs. Played with great teams, great teammates, great organizations, great coaches, and learning a lot in this game. And how grateful are you to be in this position and getting to your goal, achieving it, and trying to stay involved in the game from a different aspect?
Yeah, I mean, I was blessed to play the 12 years. I think I did okay. I think I did okay. I had a couple injuries that kind of like hurt me. Hurt me a few years. Like tore some ligaments in my foot. I probably would have been able to play. Or had better years. Probably would have been better for the Twins. Those couple years I was there, I was hurt half of the time, which I wasn't happy about. But you can't control those things. Sometimes those things happen. But I think that overall, I can't be upset. I'm happy with the career I had. I was very blessed. Funny thing is that I have 3 kids. None of them play baseball. So, I have 2 girls. they're all basketball. They all play basketball, or they're doing music. My young one does piano and basketball. My son's basketball. My oldest one does volleyball and basketball. So, nobody played baseball. So all the knowledge that I have up here, I can't give it to them. I can give it to, somebody else. If you have a son, I can give it to him. But that's the only thing that I hate, But I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy with where I'm at in life. I'm a low key guy. I don't really like do much. Like I said, I walk the dogs. I cook. I cycle. I play a little golf. I just try to do things that just keep me happy. So just the ordinary guy, man. If you see me walking down the street, you wouldn't know if I played baseball or if I was a electrician.
I think for you, I think it's time we have to get you on the mayor's office, Sean Casey. We have to get you on there, MLB Network. We have to get you a gig on MLB Network like Chris Young and CC Sabathia too.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
What is next for you? What do you want to do next?
Me, man, you know what? I really like movies, so like if I could like direct a movie or just like I think I could do something like that. But I mean, I got that would probably take a whole different route. I probably have to, go into film study and do all that stuff. I don't really want to do all that. I just want to I think I just want to make a movie, and see how it goes. I think that when I watch certain movies, I think, man, if they would have done this in that scene, or if they would have added some music like that, that scene would have went from there to here, But I mean, that's probably just a little dream that I had. That's a little dream.
You gotta get your guy Tori. Maybe you make a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We can make a Spider-Man, but I want to be in it too now. I mean, I just don't want to be. I want to be in it too, maybe I'll be a villain or something,
There you go.
The Green Goblin, the Black Goblin, Shannon.
Oh.
So yeah, man. No, but
we need those gliders too.
Yeah, I need to make a glider, man. But be creative, make something like that has like a little like shine to it,
Me and Nathan will be in your movie.
Yeah. We'll be the what do you call the victims.
Yeah. We'll throw y'all in there. Get y'all a couple scenes.
There you go.
So, what advice would you give to young kids, young athletes that are trying to reach to their goals and trying to get to the goals too?
Well, I would tell young athletes to you know, work on the things that they're not that good at. Try to perfect your whole game, so you don't have no weaknesses. Um, there's no substitute for hard work. You got to work hard. You got to put the time in. If you don't do that, then if you don't do that, the next girl or guy will be doing that.
Mhm.
And when you compete, you want to be at your best against the rest of the competition. Listen to your coaches. Always try to get better. You don't necessarily have to you know study, but watch. Watch the pros. Watch the pros. Watch the best in the game. If you Tatis, watch Tatis.
Mhm.
See how he's doing certain things. Pitching. What's the guy in the Mets? What's the guy?
Jacob DeGrom.
Watch the Grum. Watch him. See what he's doing. You always want to strive to be the best you can. And don't settle. Don't settle. Um, and listen. And I see a lot of kids like they're they want it so bad. You gotta kind of like enjoy where you're at. Have fun with it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because you put too much pressure on yourself, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna want to do it. I know when I was a kid that some of the best times were when I was a kid, but as I got older, it started to become a job. So as a young kid, you should enjoy playing, enjoy being around your teammates, and having some type of fun. And who knows? Who knows where you go from there? So just that'd be my advice to young kids, and hopefully that'll help them out.
Yeah, so we usually do this fun little segment called the rapid fire segment, but we're gonna add into another segment because Vadan does another segment on his show. So we're gonna put your broadcasting skills to the test.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I do a flip the switch segment. I have the person I'm interviewing asking me a few questions on my show. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that on the NR hour today. We're gonna hand over the mic to you and let you ask the question.
so I'm gonna ask the questions. I'm gonna ask you and
I guess just ask two questions. That's it. Two. I think two is yeah.
to the Grom. What's his name? To
Who?
you? To
Yeah,
you?
so you're gonna ask this question like two each. That's it.
So I always get your name wrong. Nothing. Nathan.
Nathan.
Nothing. Nate. Nothing. So um, what do you enjoy doing in your spare time?
Me, I love to hang out with friends, work out in the gym, walk my dog too. And that's pretty much it. Just hang out with friends, walk my dog, work out in the gym, and do this.
Do you have any interest in photography?
Um,
No.
nope.
Oh, okay. Well, because I thought you might want to take some pictures. You look like you're the guy that might want to take some pictures, but
No, but I'll hire someone to do that for me.
you hire somebody. Okay. I'm terrible at being a interviewer, but you told me to ask some questions, so I'm doing the best I can. I'm just thinking about this stuff.
On
And
the fly,
now I ask, this is the Grom, right? It's
Vedant.
Madan. Okay, Madan. What is what who would be your dream date, Madan?
My dream date?
Yeah, what actress would be your dream date?
Man, I'm 14. I don't know.
Oh,
You don't know?
you should ask me that.
Yeah,
Um,
ask him.
hey, you don't like nobody? Miley Cyrus?
For me,
I don't know, man.
for
Give
me,
me a few years. Give me a few years.
Okay. Well, what was your favorite? What is your favorite sport to watch?
To watch,
Yes.
I think, I've had, I've been able to cover a lot of different sporting events, sporting games. there's nothing like college sports in general. So probably college basketball is what I've covered the most out of any college sport. And I remember the best game I ever covered was last year. It was a Duke North Carolina game, and there was a double buzzer beater. So Duke was down like 10,
Right.
2, 3 minutes left. They came all the way back, and they were down 2 or down 3, I think, one of the two. Trey Jones hits a big shot, and then they go into overtime. And again, they kind of climb their way back up. And at the end, quick lob, layup, game over.
I saw that game. I sure did. That was a great game. That was a great game.
That's
Yes.
probably the best game I've ever watched. But as far as playing, I play football and basketball as well. I play quarterback for football. So we started the season right now and just getting ready for JV this year and trying to learn as much as I can, get ready for varsity next year.
Okay. So you think we'll see the likings of a Tom Brady in your game, you know?
I don't know, man. I'm not so much of a Tom Brady. Maybe a Russell Wilson type guy.
Hey, that's good too. That's even better because Tom can't run. Tom might see this. He might be Instagram me, be going off of me. You know, I can't run. You know, he'll be talking trash to me because that's how Tom Brady is. I'm just playing, Tom. Don't call me.
Oh, he be talking trash to you?
No, I'm just saying. You know, he's such a competitor. You know,
Yeah.
He doesn't back down. So I don't want Tom on my butt. I'm just playing. Just a joke.
Yeah, but if you're talking about actresses, my favorite one is what's her name? Margaret Morrow. She's the blonde woman.
Who's that? What's it? The Squad, right?
Yeah, that she played in the Squad.
Yeah. No, she's good. I like her. She's that's a good choice, man. That's a good choice.
Yeah. So so the last two things before we let you go, our team is part of this foundation called the Hugh Jackson Foundation. He's a former NFL coach. Now he's the offensive. Yeah, Hugh Jackson. Yeah,
only 16.
Huh?
I said only 16.
No, but yeah. So now he's offensive coordinator at Tennessee State with Eddie George. So we're trying to help him prevent human trafficking and making sure the community stays safe and the kids stay safe. So we're going to send you that page so you can go check it out.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Definitely will. That's great, man. That's awesome.
And the last thing here, would you like to say anything to all the nurses, doctors, and essential workers?
Yeah, I just listen. I just want to say, thank you for all you've done, especially in this time that we've had with the COVID. The frontline workers have been there and they just stuck their necks out and you can say that they've risked their lives to help save us because this thing is this COVID has been really sad and serious virus that has affected everybody. But I just like to thank them and their job has not gone unappreciated and I just really thank them.
Well said, and there it is. That wraps up episode 842 with former MLB outfielder Shannon Stewart, who played for the Blue Jays, Twins, Oakland Athletics, and the Blue Jays again. Go follow him on Instagram. He does a great job now after his career. And like I said, we have to get him a gig on LBB Network. We need to make that happen because he can be a good analyst for sure. Get him on the mayor's office. I'm going to reach out to Sean Casey if we can do that. To work with Chris Young and CC Sabathia, man. You can make a great analyst or manager too at some point.
Or movie director.
Or movie director. Yeah, movie director too. There you go.
Michael B. Jordan Part 2.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but thank you again, man. We would like to have you back as a returning guest so you can meet the full team.
Okay, thank you. I will do that. I appreciate the interview. Thanks for getting the old man on and getting some people looking at me again. Appreciate you.
No problem.